Hey everybody, happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. I know I haven't been making many videos lately, but I've been busy. I'm a busy guy, okay? But anyway, what prompted me to do this video, first of all, I've been buying some records and stuff, and I just wanted to show some recent vinyl pickups and recent vinyl purchases. But today in the mail, I got some VCLT, and what makes this VCLT extra special was it was from my good friend Rick Riley, who just passed away. And the day before I found out that he passed away, he had messaged me on Facebook saying, "Hey, I'm going to send you a CD." And he told me what it was. And then I learned that he passed. And I just kind of forgot about it, honestly. And then today, and it must have been one of his family members was going through like his mail or what he was intending to send out, because he wrote his return address on here. And then somebody, presumably a family member, put their return address sticker on here. So I feel like this is VCLT from the grave. And I mean that very respectfully. Like, I can't even believe this showed up at my doorstep. And it just reminds me about what a great guy Rick was. Because what he sent me was this. Not only is it a CD, and it's Ronnie James Dio, his original band Elf, or at least his band before he got with Rainbow. But it's a Japanese pressing. Not only is it a CD of Elf, but it's a freaking Japanese pressing. And I've never heard this before. I've not heard any Elf. So I'm really looking forward. I've been on a Ronnie James Dio kick lately, so I'm really looking forward to playing this. It's got Hoochie Coochie Lady on here, First Avenue, Nevermore, I'm Coming Back for You, I'm Sit Down Honey, Dixie Lake Junction, Love Me Like a Woman, and Gambler. So, I wish I could say thank you to Rick, but what a great guy. And I'm really looking forward to spinning that CD. Speaking of Ronnie James Dio, just recently I was in my local record shop and they have an entirely new metal section. And I never had Holy Diver on vinyl before. I've got it on CD, but I found this. This is the 2022 remaster with recommissioned artwork. I suppose this is the same artist who did the original artwork for the Holy Diver album. This also has a B-side on it, but very cool. I understand that there's some different intros and things, like the songs are not exactly the same as the versions that were on the original, but still it sounds very cool. Love the track Rainbow in the Dark, and of course Holy Diver. But great to have this on vinyl. Pick this up, Meat Puppets. This is a reissue of Too High to Die, their album from, I don't remember what year it was, 92 or 93 maybe. The only song I was familiar with on here was Backwater. Heard it on the radio, alternative radio all the time. But the rest of this album is really good. This is my third Meat Puppets album that I have. And I have Chris Profi to thank for turning me on to Meat Puppets. He was playing some when I was in Poughkeepsie. And I really dug it. And this record is really cool, too. I like this album a lot. And then this is a band that I've always like, why have I never gotten into this band? Like, it checks all the boxes for stuff that I love. And Gary from Physical Format Rock and Roll,
Cheers.
he sent me one of their albums.
The Amish are back there in that field working
As VCLT a year or two ago. And I'm like, I really got to get more by this band. And so just lately, I found some in great condition.
And I don't consider someone who has 1 or 2 beers a day to be an alcoholic.
This is their debut, obviously. This has like that dark epic record label, so I know it's a reissue of some kind, probably from the 80s. But listen to this, and I love it. Love that early Cheap Trick. I got this one too in color, which I know I like the first 3 Cheap Trick albums, from what I understand. Like, if you're going to own any Cheap Trick, those are the ones to get. So I did get those too, and then Gary sent me Heaven Tonight. And they also had, of course, Budokan, which I know is a legendary live album. Again, this is in spectacular shape, so I was happy to get my greasy paws all over those. And then I found this one as well at a different record store, and I always love that song, Tonight It's You. Only played side one of this. I haven't listened to side two yet, but I do dig side one. So I'm expanding my Cheap Trick collection. That makes 5 now, so woo! I guess that makes me a fan, or at least, I don't know, whatever you call it. But I am digging Cheap Trick. Pick this one up, The Stranglers Feline. Have not spun this one yet, but I do like the Stranglers albums that I have. This is the 4th Stranglers album that I picked up in the last year, so excited to spin this. I think this was 1980, 80 or 81. I think this was released. But I really like, I had no idea. Like, I'd seen some of their stuff, either other people showing it or I'd seen it when I was doing, dives in my local record store, but never knew what kind of music they were. And I actually do like it a lot. I wouldn't call it this. To me, it kind of strikes me as a little bit like synth pop, a little bit of goth, a little bit of kind of punk rock, a little bit, but they're kind of all over the place. Stylistically, the different records that I have. So happy to add another one to my collection. Been on the hunt for this one. This one is in pristine condition. Can't believe I found such a great copy of this one. This one completes my Yes collection up through, what was that one in the 80s? I can't even think the name of it. But anyway, it's the one right before they released the Union album, Big Generator. So I've got everything now up through Big Generator. And I honestly, like, anything beyond that, I'm just kind of like, do I really need it? Like 70s, late 60s, 70s, yes. Early 80s, yes, is all I really need. But this one's got different artwork than the original UK release, but it's got a Richie Havens cover. No opportunity necessary, no experience needed. And then a couple tracks I was familiar with because they appear on the Yesterday's compilation from the late 70s. Sweet Dreams was on there. Time and a Word. I think Astral Traveler and Everydays were also on there. But yeah, great. Like right before one of my favorite Yes albums, the Yes album, which at one time I thought was their debut. I didn't realize they had 2 albums before that, but happy to finally grab that one. And then, yay, a 25th, is it 25th? 30th, maybe, 30th anniversary of OMD's Crush album, double record set. It's got some B-sides and some remixes and some never before released tracks on the second disc. The first disc is just a remaster of the original album. Might be my favorite OMD album. So cool. And I love the fact they were already expanding their palette of sounds on Junk Culture, which was the record before this, released in 1985. Or no, this was released. When was this? This was released 85. Junk Culture was 84. Yeah, so anyway, my timeline's a little screwed up. But anyway, so happy to have it. Of course it's 85 because you just said it was the 30th anniversary, dumbass. So anyway, happy to have that. Nonetheless, it just came today. And also another thing that just came today was, yay, my Rhino high fidelity version of the Monkees, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones. And yes, I did throw it on the turntable. And by far, it's the best sounding version of this that I have. Apparently, it's sourced from the original master tapes. It's a stereo version of it, limited to 5,000 copies. So I'm happy to have picked mine up. Got a nice gatefold with cool pictures in it. So very excited to have that. And then another thing I got recently, Ultravox. Now, I knew them more as kind of like a sophistopop band from the early 80s, but this is when they were really like almost like a Kraftwerk band, early electronic music, like early Human League. But very cool to have that, like Gary Newman-esque, I guess you could say. This seems to be I'm not all that familiar with Ultravox's catalog, but this seems to be like a compilation from their first 3 albums before they became, I guess, the band that more people are familiar with. I've seen, it might have been Cosmic Brian showed that first Ultravox album, but happy to pick that up. And then this is like an EP or a 12-inch single of The Teardrop Explodes. And I am not an expert on Teardrop Explodes, but the song on here is You Disappear From View, and on the B-side is Suffocate. Oh, I'm sorry. On the first song on side A is You Disappear From View, then Suffocate, a new version. Then on the B-side, it's Ouch Monkeys, Soft Enough For You, and the Encyclopedia. I don't think I've heard any of these songs before, but looking forward to spinning that one. Kind of, I guess, like early new wave. Julian Cope, I know, was a lead singer, and then he went on to a solo career. But anyway, that's recently what I've picked up. Thank you again, Rick Riley, wherever you are. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope you're doing great. Hope you have a fantastic weekend, and take care.